everyone. This is Jeetan. In Admin Beginner, we kind of completed that trail and learned the basic navigation, how to navigate around the Salesforce platform, access setup, object manager, and the basic architecture. Then we also covered a bit on data modeling, how to create custom objects, and we also learned that we have basic tools like import and export utilities to get the data into Salesforce, as well as create CSV files out of the data from Salesforce. We learned a bit about Lightning Experience as well. We can create list views, customize them, uh, and then we can add reports and dashboards, and we can engage users with walkthroughs, pop-ups. So all this basic task, basic admin task we learn in the beginner module, beginner trail. And as we get into the intermediate level, we see that we start to work on the formula fields and roll-up summaries. So uh, we can let's say if we want to see how long the opportunity is open, or the how long the contract is open, we can add formula fields, and uh, and we can use the formula editor to create the calculated value. For example, if we launch this trailhead playground, I have created formula fields for let's say opportunity object, and we see that the days to close field, and we see that we this is a formula data type, and we have a formula editor available, which we can say close date subtract today's date will give you the value for for how long the opportunity is open. Since similarly we have that we created that on the contract as well. Days remaining, and similarly we have a formula editor where we use the end date and then subtract today's date. We can add roll-up summary fields. For example, if you want to see the total sum on the opportunities for an account, we add the roll-up summary field like potential value, and this is a data type, roll-up summary data type, and we see that we are using the sum roll-up type uh, to aggregate the amount on the summarize object opportunities, and our master object is account. We can create validations. For example, if you want to create the contact record only if the contact zip code is same as the related account zip code, we can add the validation rules which are available on the object. Yeah, one sec, we have that on the contact, because that's where the validation rule should trigger, where we are saying that if the related account is not blank and the postal code is not same as the account zip code, then throw an error. So that's how we create validations. We see that and we can if we go fields and relationships, we see the data types like formula, roll-up summary, and then we have things like uh, data security. With this module, uh, we figure out that Salesforce provides us different levels through which we can control access to the users, the objects, the fields in the objects like SSN or personal information fields, and the data records as well. So we start with providing a default access at org level, which is the most restrictive access that you should configure at for default, which to to give the default access, and then you create profiles through which you control access to the objects, and sharing settings you can enable field level security. And then we have sharing rules and manual sharing through which you can control access at the record level as well. Now through profiles, we provide access to the objects, but if you want to further grant access, we can use permission sets. So if we go here a bit, and we see that uh, um, profiles, we see that we can create there are some there are profiles that are available in the org default, which we can clone to create custom profiles. For example, system administrator profile has basically we are providing access to mostly everything in a system administrator profile. We have different sections, apps, system, and the object settings. We can uh, see the we for most objects we are providing CRUD access, as well as view all and modify all access. Then but if you want to restrict access, we can use a standard user profile. If we see that a bit, yeah, standard user access. So there the uh, access to objects are a bit restricted, so only CRUD access, but no view all and modify all access for account object, and see no access for many other things as well. And then we have permission sets through which we can further grant access. We should have sharing settings as well. Uh, and we use hierarchies to uh, to control access through role hierarchies, roles and hierarchies, understanding roles, and we can set up roles to further control access. And along with formula and roll up fields, we see that there are uh, there are pick list that we pick list fields that we create, which require some administration. For example, we have created flavors pick list global value set, and assign these values, and then we see that these flavors value set is used in the product to object for fields like Macron flavor, and shirt is also a pick list. So uh, let's see, if we go to product object, we see that Macron flavor is a uh, pick list, and pick list data type, and then it uses a global value set flavor, and then we can also configure the default value based on a condition. And similarly, if we look at the shirt, if we have yeah, which is again a value set and uses the global value set of flavors. Basically, if we provide, when these fields are provided on available on the UI, you have a drop down and you pick one of the pick list values, and this restricts user from manually entering the value and avoid data entry issues. Now, as we move along, we have built a suggestion box app, which is based on the custom object suggestion, and then once you uh, create a tab and make it available in the Lightning app, you basically have access to the CRUD operations for the custom object, in this case suggestion, through a UI, and then you don't have to create a UI. It just configures that out of the box with the which we learned in the beginner module as well. And then we have available items for reports and dashboards which we can add to the UI, and then we can create reports. We can create dashboards which are available to the which becomes available to the user of the application. Uh, Now, if we have scenarios like where we want to approve the account, we want to create an approval process for an account which is in the prospect status, and we want to approve it to the uh, convert it to the customer based on conditions like the number of employees. If the number of employees is greater than 500, we send an approval email, and then once the once the manager or the account owner approves it, the prospect gets converted to a the status get updated to a customer. So we can use point and click tools to create that approval uh, process. So we have approval processes automation feature which allows us to configure the approval steps. That initial submission is when the account type is pending, and then we uh, have an approval step where, and once we can use features like email templates to enable to send the email to the um, to the account owner, and then we can use features like global actions to provide that submit button on the pages. We also and with the App Exchange basics, we understand that there is a partner ecosystem and consultant ecosystem that clients can you liaison with to uh, buy out of the box solutions which are available through App Exchange, as well as the where partners build solutions, build expertise, and add them to the as a App Exchange listings in the form of managed and unmanaged packages, and a lot of these some of these solutions are available for free, and some are more licensed. Uh, so we Salesforce has so if we go here in setup, we can see installed packages, and we can visit the App Exchange and explore a lot of these things, solutions and consultants from this App Exchange network. See things like you can even search C dash we can filter based on free, and then rating, business needs, IT and administration, uh, product, solution type, things like that. And a lot of times we know that a lot of functionality is available through APIs. So Salesforce makes it easy to import the API specs and then create an Apex class out of it, and in an automated configure way, and then uh, all the operations, CRUD operations, are then available as invocable actions, which can be becomes a native to tools like flow builders, and we can while invoking these APIs, we can configure security through named credentials. So all this is can be learned with external services modules, and if and I've done some of I've done these modules, and there is some hands-on projects as well, which you can make use if you go in this create a flow using external services action, and follow these trail steps, then we can do that. If we see, let's see what we have done here is yeah. So if I go here, one sec, we're going to set up, and we see what we have done in external services. First, we have created named credential by following along the trail step, and then we have created external services through which we have imported the spec from the URL that's Heroku URL that's provided in the trail. Yeah, one sec. Yeah, that then it creates a bank service which basically is after importing these specs, we are creating a bank service with the invocable actions, which then becomes available in the flow builder. So we have add account, delete account, get account operations get created in the bank service from API specification, and then this is the relative URI, and uh, then we have a flow builder flows where we have called this as invocable actions through bank account records, and this is all can be done by following along the trail steps. So yeah, and then we get into the mobile app rollout module, in which we learn that Salesforce provides Salesforce mobile apps, but the requirements for mobile are somewhat different from desktop applications, as the mobile users are more contextual, more atomic, doing one thing at a time, and then we need a rollout strategy where we need the stakeholders, we need to work with marketing, change management, and we need to uh, customize the mobile screens as well. And then initially we start with the quick wins and low hanging fruits, and then we eventually build on it, and we engage the users, get feedback, and increase adoption, basically. uh, and then for more advanced features, there are more modules on specifically on mobile, which we can get into somewhat later, depending upon what we are working on. So that's how we uh, advance our skills, admin skills, and go to an intermediate level with the admin intermediate trail. And that's we can keep doing these small projects on the trails, and build expertise, and then help clients and customers. That's about it from my side on the admin intermediate trail video. We'll As I do more trails, I'll create more videos. Thanks for watching and listening.